One of the ways you understand a society is through its infrastructure, the places where people gather, the places where they go to travel. If you've got a lot of people in one place, it tells you a lot about the people. So with that in mind, we're standing in front of the Kievskaya metro station, and there's a train station next to it. Now, the metro station was built by Joseph Stalin 70 years ago. And the question is, how's it doing now, after 70 years? So we went into it to take a look, and what we found shocked us. There's no graffiti, there's no filth, there are no foul smells, there are no bums or drug addicts or people waiting to push you onto the train tracks and you. No, it's perfectly clean and orderly. How does Russia, a country we're told is a gas station with nuclear weapons, have a subway station that normal people use to get to work and home every single day that's nicer than anything in our country? Here it is.
Space nukes. Russia. The fear-mongering is heating up because we had this package, this aid package, $95 billion bill passed by the Democrats in the Senate, and rhinos like Mitt Romney who want to give money to foreigners while neglecting the American people. So it's dead on arrival in the House. The Senate passed this $95 billion bill to send money over to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and who knows where else, but we know it's going to end up in the coffers. A lot of it is going to end up in the coffers of bank accounts of these elite, these politicians, their lobbyists. They are going to get paid off of it, but they're mad because Representative Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has shut it down because he's not even going to bring it up for a vote. Trump is openly telling the House of Representatives, the Republicans in the House, look, don't even consider this. Ignore this because these guys, they don't want to talk about border security. They don't want to open up debate for the Secure the Border Act in the Senate, the one that the House of Representatives, the Republicans in the House passed. They don't want to talk about that, but they want to send billions of dollars to foreigners. So having known this, they already had a backup plan. They want to publicly pressure Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, to bring this bill to the floor because they want to use the Russian scare. The big bear over there in Russia, the Red Army, Stalin, has come back from the dead. The Russians are out to get you. So we're going to look at this CNN article here about this fear-mongering, this fear heating up and the pressure that is being put on the Republicans in the House to pass this bill to send money overseas. U.S. has new intelligence on Russian nuclear capabilities in space. About a day after, 2 days after this bill was passed by the Senate and after it was shut down by the Republicans in the House, all of a sudden, oh yeah, we got Russia with nuclear weapons in space. Man, it doesn't stop. The fear-mongering doesn't stop. These people know exactly what to say to fool the American people. The U.S. has new intelligence on Russian military capabilities related to its efforts to deploy a nuclear anti-satellite system in space, according to multiple sources familiar with the intelligence. So they just want to lump a couple of trigger words to the American people. You guys ever see those TikTok videos where they would be talking to their partner or even a pet and they would just say keywords? They would be talking nonsense, but they're just throwing keywords, trigger words to get their attention. And this is exactly what this is. Nuclear, Russia, anti-satellite. Oh, whoa, huh? Grabs people's attention and starts the fear before they even finish. We're already scared. We just read the first line and we're already scared because we're talking about Russia and nukes and space. Oh my God, what is going on? So The intelligence was briefed to Congress and key U.S. allies, and some lawmakers say it was serious enough that it should be declassified and made public. While the intelligence is concerning, multiple senior members of Congress briefed on the information on Wednesday emphasized that it does not pose an immediate threat to the U.S. or its interests. I guess maybe some of these guys didn't get the memo because they're trying to downplay it a bit, or what they're really trying to do is not cause mass panic. So they want to have this fear out there. They want to get these words out there. Russia, nukes, we need to fight Russia. We got to fight Russia. But don't be alarmed. Don't go into hiding. Let's not run out to the streets. Let's not storm the White House. Let's not have anything like that. We want you guys to be scared as hell, scared enough to let us print money and send it overseas, but not so afraid that the country just completely falls apart. I think that's what he's getting at here. The system remains under development and is not yet in orbit, according to 3 U.S. officials familiar with the intelligence. It is not clear how far the technology has progressed, one of the officials said. A separate U.S. official told CNN that the threat does not involve a weapon that could be used to attack humans. So what the hell is this weapon anyway? Because, like I said, these are trigger words. So a nuclear anti-satellite capability. So we know most of our technology is dependent, our phones and everything are dependent on satellite internet connection, and mainly, which is why the internet was invented to begin with, military use. So military command, space command, nuclear command, just military communication in general is very reliant on space capabilities on satellites. So what China and Russia have been displaying over the last few decades are their increasing capabilities of destroying satellites, either just outright destroying them or by taking control of them or even by bringing them down back to Earth. So they're saying here, well, Russia can just launch a nuke in space and destroy a whole lot of U.S. satellites at once. And U.S. has no defense for this. So they're saying Russia is going to ignite a nuke in space to destroy American satellites. It would be a lot of collateral damage. I think that could backfire greatly on the Russians, because you're going to turn larger objects into millions of smaller objects, into pieces that are going to just be flying around in orbit, and they could fly all over. They can't really control the trajectory after such a explosion, and their own satellites could be hit. We can even have, or we will have, if this happens, a lot of debris, a lot of these satellite pieces will come down to Earth. They'll fall out of orbit and hit Earth, and who knows where. So I think this is really a way to try to get this money, to try to put pressure on the Speaker of the House to bring up this bill, because you have rhinos. They have a very thin majority, and you have rhinos. We're going to get it to one of them in a second, who would love to send money overseas. But as far as Russia even doing this, I don't know about that. It doesn't sound like a good idea. While members of Congress downplayed the immediacy of the threat, an anti-satellite weapon placed in orbit around Earth will pose a significant danger to U.S. nuclear command and control satellites, said Hans Christensen, director of the Nuclear Information Project at the Federation of American Scientists. The U.S. relies on such satellites, which he called essential to ensure constant seamless control over its nuclear arsenal. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the United States, along with the other major powers, have been developing anti-satellite capabilities. Other countries have tested anti-satellite weapons in the past, but this would be an escalation, Christensen said, and the U.S. has made clear that it will react very forcefully to an attack on its nuclear command and control satellites. So this very forceful response would be what? More sanctions on Russia? Because I see the United States just love doing airstrikes on third world countries and sanctioning countries that they don't want to actually fight, like Iran and Russia and China. If it's orbital, it's a new level of threat to the system, whether it's nuclear or not, said Christensen, when he added that the conventional weapons on an orbital anti-satellite system could pose a significant threat to the U.S. Okay, let's skip down here a little bit to get some more relevant information on what we're talking about. Earlier Wednesday, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Representative Mike Turner of Ohio, ignited a firestorm on Capitol Hill when he issued a cryptic statement announcing that the panel had information concerning a serious national threat. Okay, so this guy came in, told all the Congress members, we got information, something imminent is about to happen. It's extremely dangerous. We're under a grave threat. You guys need to see this. All these guys down there in Congress, they went down to the basement and had to check it out for themselves. Some of the people who were kind of underwhelmed. They're like, oh, yeah, this is overplayed. Mike Johnson said, look, man, I knew about this a month ago. What are you doing? Joe Biden's handlers, like the National Security Advisor, he came out saying he was already about to brief Congress about that, and this is completely overblown. You causing panic. The media is panicking. Got people panicking. So Mike Johnson, he's trying to downplay it. The White House, they're trying to downplay it. And the guy who started this, Mike Turner, he wants to send foreign money. He's one of those Republicans who's against the majority of the Republicans, and he actually wants to pass this aid package. We know about the Secure the Border Act that the Republicans passed in the House, but this guy, he's like, we can talk about that later. Let's just send billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries on the other side of the world. And he's trying to put pressure. This is my assessment. He's trying to put pressure on Mike Johnson to bring this to the floor. Let's create panic. Let's create fear. Let's fearmonger even more. We tried to say, oh, Russia, they're going to take Ukraine. They're going to take all Ukraine. And these poor Ukrainians and American people say, well, we don't even know who the hell these people are, half the American people. We don't know anything about Ukraine. People can't even point to this place on the map. And they said, well, they're going to take Poland and Latvia. They're going to move all the way through Germany. So you get a little bit more fear out of that. But after this Putin interview with Tucker Carlson, a lot of this fear kind of dissipated because people realize, a lot of people, millions of people realize that the United States has been lying to the federales, lied to the American people all the time. They've been lying so long. So they're trying to get more money, and this is a George Bush tactic. I guess this guy, he's probably one of those George Bush era Republicans, Mike Turner, the guy who started this, because Bush knew, oh, well, if we don't go over to the Middle East and wage war, instead of the Twin Towers, instead of more skyscrapers in America falling down, we're going to see a mushroom cloud. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. We have zero evidence of that, but we're going to lie to you and tell you that they have weapons of mass destruction. So they cause fear, and it worked better for George Bush because, one, we didn't have the internet like it is today. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the capability to communicate like we do today, so people can talk more, people can learn more, information spreads faster, so it's harder for them to fearmonger. And on top of that, we were fresh off of 9/11. So when Bush wanted to go into Iraq in 2003, when he was trying to get all this information during 2002, we were less than a year from the 9/11 attack. So Bush was able to use 9/11 to help him fearmonger. Remember, 9/11, it hasn't even been a year yet. Next is going to be a nuclear bomb. They're going to drop a nuke in the United States. So Congress, these Democrats, and the American people, they all supported Bush and his endeavor to wage war in the Middle East when he was full of ish the entire time. So this is a old played out tactic. I mentioned before, they tried it in the Vietnam War. We know you guys never heard of Vietnam, who the Viet Cong are. Y'all don't know anything about this. But guess what? If we don't go over to the jungle in Vietnam and fight these poor people over here, we're going to have to fight them on the streets of Los Angeles. That's what they said back then. So here we go. If we don't give more money to Ukraine, to the military-industrial complex, Russia is going to launch a nuke in space. He might strike us at home. It's played out, man. But let me know what you guys think about this. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.